Good morning. Today is Thursday, February 4th, 2021, and our I Can says, I can reduce fractions to show equivalent fractions. So this is the word we need to identify. What does it mean to reduce something? Some people like to call to reduce their car insurance. Sometimes people move to reduce their rent. Sometimes if you forget your name on your paper, your teacher might say, I'm going to reduce your grade if you forget your name. So what does reduce mean? Yeah, it means to make smaller. So we're going to make smaller numbers, but an equal amount. So we're going to reduce it to make smaller numbers or amounts. If you move to reduce your rent, you want to pay a lower amount of rent. You've reduced. It's also like decrease. Decrease means to make smaller. Increase means to make bigger. All of you doing Zern every day, you are going to increase your math scores because you're going to know lots and lots of questions. All right, so let's start with a fraction like 2/8. 2/8. We know how to make this in a chocolate bar. I'm going to draw a chocolate bar. And I'm going to split it into eighths because eighths are how many pieces I have. If I want to get 8 pieces, how many lines do I need to make? 7. All right. Something else I like to think about, if it's an even denominator, there's always one in the middle. If it's odd, there isn't a middle. Now to color in 2/8, I'm going to color in 2 of the pieces. Now, I'm going to show 2/8 on the bottom because I can see already this is lots of pieces. So this one's 1/8 and 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 1/8 because fractions like to be fair. But I wanted to show 2/8, which I did. This is 2/8. Now, this is what we're going to be doing today. Today, we're going to be circling groups. We like to call these the jelly beans. We're going to be circling equal groups to make bigger groups, but smaller numbers. And I'll show you how this works. I have to circle equal groups of what I have. Well, guess what? I have 2 that are shaded in, so I'm going to circle these 2 together. And that's going to be a jelly bean. And once I get my size, all of my jelly beans have to be the same size. So if they're going to be by 2s, then all of them have to be by 2s. Well, now I'm going to look up at the top, and I'm going to color in the jelly bean that's colored, but I want to count how many jelly beans there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means this one's 1/4, and this one's 1/4, and this one's 1/4, and this one's 1/4. But how many of them are shaded in? Only 1. So what have I found out? Well, I found out that 2/8 is equivalent to 1/4 using my jelly beans. These are equal to each other. 2/8 equals 1/4. Now I started with 2 pieces. If I divide by 2 on top and divide by 2 on the bottom, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and I end up with 1/4. So that was my double check. What's my third method to triple check this one? If I wanted to prove that 2/8 was equal to 1/4, then I use the butterfly. What's 8 times 1? 8. What's 4 times 2? 8. They're definitely equal to each other. So 2/8 equals 1/4. All right, the first one can be tricky. Don't worry about it. Let's try another one. Here's number 2. 8/12. That's what I'm going to start with. And we want to reduce my numbers. Now look, we reduced my numbers up here and I ended up with a smaller number, but a bigger piece. That's what we're going to do down here also. So I'm going to start my chocolate bar. I'm going to make it a little bit longer since I need 12ths. To make 12, I need to make 11 lines down. So I'm going to start with 1 in the middle, and now I'm going to do 5 on each side. That gave me 12ths. So I know this piece is 1/12 and 1/12. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12/12. That makes sense. That would be my 1 whole. Now, how many of these 12ths do I need to show 8/12? How many should I color in? Yeah, I'm going to need to color in 8 of them. We know that each one is worth 1/12. No, you don't have to write all of these. We would run out of space, wouldn't we? Actually, I might do it. It's okay if you don't. I'm going to color in 8 of my pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that was just to make sure I counted correctly. Don't want to be a too fast 4th grade teacher. I'm going to shade in all of my jumps down below. All right, this amount down here shows me 8/12 because I have 8 of those little 1/12 pieces. But I want to form equal groups again. So I'm going to look. I don't have 2 shaded. I don't have 3. I have 8 shaded. If I were to circle a group of 8, would I be able to make 2 equal groups of 8? No. So instead of looking at my shaded pieces, I'm going to look at my not shaded pieces. And I see that there are 4. If I circled 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4 it is. So look, I'm going to circle these 4. It's my first jelly bean. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to circle these 4. There's my second jelly bean. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is my last jelly bean. So how many of these jelly beans should be shaded in? Well, these are all shaded, so I'm going to shade this up on top. Those are all shaded, so I'm going to shade this up on top. Let's count how many jelly beans we have on the top. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 jelly beans. So how much is my first piece worth? 1/3. That means this one's equal to 1/3, and this last one's equal to 1/3. But how many are shaded in? What's 1/3 plus 1/3? Well, that equals 2/3. All right, let's see. Does 2/3 equal 8/12? Let's check it out. I had 1 piece that split into 1, 2, 3, 4. Use our butterfly instead. 24 and 24. They are equal to each other, so we are right. And I started with 8/12. This is why I changed what I was doing. 8/12, and I wanted to end up at 2/3. So my numbers have to get smaller. If my numbers want to get smaller, I have to divide or subtract. So I'm going to divide by something on the top and the same thing on the bottom because fractions like to be fair. I had 1 piece, 1, 2, 3, 4. I split it into 4 pieces. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. We triple checked. We are definitely correct. All right, let's try another one. Let's try 2/6. This is number 3. 2/6. I'm going to draw a chocolate bar. 2/6. What should I split my chocolate bar into? 6ths. That means I need to make 5 lines down. 1 in the middle, 2 on each side. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know this is 1/6, and 1/6, and 1/6, 1/6, and 1/6, and 1/6. How many sixths should I shade in to get 2/6? Yeah, 2 pieces. All right, so I'm going to shade the first 2 pieces in. 1, 2. Now I need to make my jelly beans. If I circled a group of 2, would that work out evenly? Could I do equal groups of 2? Yeah. So this time I'm going to circle 2, and then 2, and then 2. Now how many of my jelly beans should be colored in? Just this one. Now let's count how many jelly beans we have on the top. 1, 2, 3. So that means this one's 1/3, and 1/3, and 1/3. So it shows me that 1/3 equals 2/6. So I think that 2/6 is equal to 1/3. I had one piece, it got split into 2, so I'm going to divide by 2 on top, divide by 2 on the bottom. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. That checked. And our last way to check it is, of course, doing the butterfly, right? So let me move my check mark. That checked. 1/3 equals 2/6. This is our triple check. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. These are equal to each other. We have triple checked and we know we got it right. Okay, last one we want to do. We're going to do, this is number 4, 2/5. I'm going to draw a chocolate bar. To get fifths, I need to make 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gave me fifths. I'm going to count on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To get 2/5, how many should I shade in? 2. 1, 2. Okay, now let's think about this for a second. Can I circle even groups of 2? No. Can I circle even groups of 3? No. So guess what this one means? This is already in simplest form. I can't reduce this any smaller because I can't make a jelly bean. If I made groups of 2, it wouldn't work out. If I made groups of 3, it wouldn't work out. You know why that didn't work out? Because they're both prime. I'm prime, P-R-I-M-E. Only factors are 1 and me. Now think of the song. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. They're both prime numbers. This is already in simplest form. So I can't put the pieces together to make an equivalent. If I wanted to make an equivalent, I would have to split this one up and make them smaller pieces. And then I could find an equivalent, but I can't make this number any smaller because they're both primes. All right. That's it for today. We are going to work in our green books on lesson 9. Please take your time, use your notebook as you need it. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.